welcome back to the Spider's Web, and in this series we're going to be painting Brother Valencio, one of the Space Hulk Terminators. Plodding on with these. We have two more to go. We have this chappie whose name is Brother Goriel. He's holding the head and spine of a gene stealer in one hand, and we have the captain, who is Sergeant Lorenzo. This is Squad Lorenzo we're doing, named after the sergeant there. So we're gonna get going now. As you can see, he's already been undercoated, he's been primed, and he's been washed, which gives it the dark appearance, whereas on here it's just the primer that you can see. So what we're going to do first is, breaking with our usual tradition of doing all the red, we're going to be doing some of the metal first. I'm going to start off with Warplock Bronze. This metal part is for a few areas, so let's get it on the palette. There we are. I'm going to start off covering his chain saw thing attached to his fist. We can make adjustments here and there as we go on painting with this character. Nothing we do at the moment is set in stone. There's always room for change. But so this is what we're going to start off doing. So there will probably be, and you may notice that I keep saying "as I say." 9 times out of 10 I haven't previously said it, but there we are. What I was going to say then was, as you can see, it's not covering incredibly well. So we may we'll be coming back to give this another coat of this Warplock Bronze once it's dried. So that area needs doing. I'm looking at the main picture for any other areas that need doing in this colour as well, and we have the chain here that requires a silver look rather than whatchamacallit, gold. So we'll paint this here, and I think that's everything on this character as yet. Can't quite see any other areas that are metallic that would suit this particular colour. Nothing at all on there, but we will be using this on the gun. As you can see, it's not going on incredibly well, but it's just a case of multiple coats will give it that good finish. This is quite a watery colour anyway, and we are putting it on a wet palette as well, so that's watering it down. So as I said, don't worry about the finish of the first painting. I'm going to show you what colours I'm using. I will come back and do stuff off camera as well, because let's face it, it's a lot of fiddly stuff that goes on these models, and that being said, I would sooner save us all a little time and don't want you getting bored. So that's about done. Unfortunately, the wing on the top of the gun looks as though it's been dented somehow. Well, not dented, it's been knocked. I've got a funny feeling that's going to be snapping off at some point, hopefully not before I finish painting. And we can go back here and add some more of the metallic colour. And there we are. Now, that's that done. As I said, I just felt like a change. Now, what can we do next? Beggar it, let's get on with the red. There's so much of that to do, we might as well get cracking. One stack of red we're going to start off with. So let's add a fairly largish amount to our palette, because chances are we will need it. I'm not going to be using this brush, I'm going to be using a slightly thinner brush to apply this model, or to apply this colour to the model. And here we go. So we are going in all areas that we can, all the larger, flatter areas, shall we say. I'm not going to be covering everywhere because I want to leave some of the dark areas with shadow. The other shoulder pad that we have is going to be a slightly different colour to this. and I've no idea what colour these particular gems are on this character, because his chainsword on the picture that I'm using is basically facing that way. You don't actually see the gems, so I'm going to make them up as I go along, but the rest of it I'm trying to stick as close as I can to the actual reference photograph that's on the back of the, which book is it? The mission book for Space Hulk, as well as looking inside the mission book for the whatchamacallit, actual image of the of this particular shoulder pad. And so the shoulder pads are different for each character, very personalised, they're not all straight red. So I'm just going to stop on this particular, on the main body now, and go over to the gun. Now the gun here is going to have the red that we've come to identify with the Blood Angels. And that's just going to be on these areas. I'm going to give this part a wash as well, because this one hasn't had the same treatment as the main body. So once I've painted this in this colour of red, it's going to get a wash once it's dried. And now what we're going to be doing is just doing his hand here. Yeah. And what I'm also going to be doing is going over the shoulder blade, or shoulder pad rather, But this is going to be slightly different to how we did this on the other shoulder pad. As I said, the paint effects or the colours of these shoulder pads are different for each character. And with this one you have a diagonal diagonal line running up, and this is two colours. So I just need to work on only part of this particular character's shoulder pad in the red. But I need to make sure that everywhere else has had the colours it needs. And that also is a red colour. But now I think I better turn over and just put my hand where I just painted. Ah, you idiot. Oh dear, never mind. I'll give some of these areas of paint. A bit of a lick of paint has to be done. I'm just going to paint these two little bits there. They're going to be blood drops. So we'll leave that as that for the time being. And we're going to get out another colour. How are we for time on this? Well, we've gone over half an hour, so let's just quickly, using Hashut copper. We're not going onto the wet palette with this because it's a wettish colour anyway, and it's not quite mixed properly. Right, just give it a good shake. That looks better. And for this, let us put it on the wet palette because it is quite a thickish colour. And for this we're going to be going over I cannot for the life of me remember what this is called. I'm assuming someone out there will remind me if I don't remember. Beforehand and put a note in the video. So we have all that to do. And then We're looking at all the rest of the gold as well. Again, there's going to be a couple of coats of this to go on to make sure it's all covered properly and there's no red showing through. I suppose it may have been better undercoating this with a darkish brown colour first of all, but never mind. The job will get done anyway, whether it's undercoated with a brown or not. Let's just get on with it, shall we? Needs doing under there, needs doing inside. Oh, there we are. There are lots of gold areas on this model to paint. I think what I might do as well is go back to the Warplock bronze for another area, because this looks quite pale and I want a further darkish colour in the background of one area. You can see I'm just trying to get this skull and crossbones here done. Well, the skulls here need doing. Skull and the skull and the crux, what do you want to call it? Just going to get done as well. Anywhere else, just go over this again where we have some paint on our brush. And is there anywhere else that needs some gold? Not that I can see at the time being. As I said, I do want to go back into the Warplock bronze. And there is probably some that needs being done in the gun arm. I forgot about that, but let's get the Warplock bronze done first and we can go back to the a little later. And we'll just give this going over. We'll dry brush over this with gold, a paler gold again later, but we need a very dark-ish colour at the back of it to make the highlight, or to make the dry brush with the brighter gold show up better, so that's why we're doing that. Okay, so that's that done. And now let's have a look on the gun arm. Do we have a gun? Oh, we have a skull here. We do have a gun on the gun arm, which probably came as a big surprise to everybody to find that out. We have a skull on the gun itself. and I'm going to just go straight from the pot on this. The wing here is also going to be this bright gold. As I say, another coat is going. When I come back, it's going to have won't have had a second coat, if not a third coat. So you will get the proper colour of it when we come back. And that, I think it's for there. Now all I need to do, as I said, is just give the gun, the red area of the gun, a wash. But just give it a couple of seconds to dry first of all. I'll just touch up a little bit with the Warplock bronze in a couple of areas that need doing. And I think that's about it. Yeah, that will do fine. And now, as I said, we'll give the gun a wash, and that's going to be washed with Carrollberg Crimson. It will be, anyway, when I can find it. There we go. So it's Carrollberg Crimson, which is also the wash we're going to be using for the gun. Oops, off camera completely there, sorry about that. It's again just this area we're going to be using this colour on. We're not going to go over the gun. And there we are. That's all we can get done for this video, so we'll continue when we come back. Okay, so until next time, take care, God bless, and bye for now.